What's up, people? So I'm out yard selling. It's Saturday morning. About an hour and a half in, finally I get a little score. I come up to this one yard sale. I ask the guy if he has any video games. He shows me like three Xbox 360 games. Nothing really interesting. I asked him. I was like, I'm looking for more retro stuff. And then he runs back in the house and he comes out with a Nintendo Game Boy Advance, a pink one without the battery cover. Let me put my seatbelt on real quick, guys. There we go. So he comes out with a Game Boy Advance, no battery cover. I'm not that interested either. I asked him a second time. I'm like, do you have anything else? He goes back in the house and he comes out with a DS Lite. And he wanted $25 for the DS Lite and for the Game Boy. Oh shit. So again, I'm not really that interested, and I asked him one final time. I was like, look, do you have anything else? I was like, he could tell I wasn't really interested. And what's it called? And then right when I said that, I was like, do you have anything else? I was ready to leave. The guy just he knew what he had, and he wasn't trying to show me. But when he saw that I wasn't interested, he pulled out the big guns, and this is what he pulled out of his pocket. It's the limited edition SpongeBob Game Boy SP. This goes for like $80 on eBay. I've seen it go for more. He wanted $35 with the Game Boy SP. I offer him $30, and so we made a deal for $30. I checked my wallet and I didn't have any. What is it called? I only had like $28. So I was like, you know what? Oh, and then he tried to get me with the. So I had $28, and he tried to get me with, just give me the Game Boy SP back, and you can have the rest for $28. When we were like, I was like, are you serious, dude? And I was like, here. I was like, let me give you the Game Boy Advance without the battery cover, the pink one. Let me give that one back to you, and we'll call it even. And then he thought about it. And he was like, okay. And so I got the Game Boy. SpongeBob edition. I got this cool little case for Game Boy. I keep getting them mixed up. For DS with flash focus and a little stylus or whatever. And then I got the DS Lite pink one with Monsters Inc. All that for $28. Not a bad deal at all. I didn't realize I only had $28 in my wallet, so I'm kind of mad about that. I'm gonna see if I can probably stop at an ATM and see if I can probably continue yard selling. That's it for now. I also, and they threw this Sonic little plush for free. So with the purchase of all those items, so that was kind of sweet. All right, guys, I'm gonna go check this one yard sale over there, and I'll be right back. Just kind of want to show you really quick what I picked up at that yard sale. I picked up this bag for $1. All I really wanted was that Donkey Kong in there. That's the only reason why I picked it up. It came with Spider-Man, and I think those would sell. I picked up Piccolo, another Buzz Lightyear, Batista figure. I think this is Booker T, I think. The Bookman. Some Power Ranger, some Ninja Turtle, and then that's it. I'm probably gonna sell most of them. I'm probably just gonna keep the Donkey Kong figure. So that was that.
I still remember when my mom got rid of I remember, but I don't think I didn't talk to my mom for a week after she got rid of her sister
PlayStation 1 games are good. Very Okay, you can start with this. I can start. This is kind of my best game for PlayStation. Yeah.
What's up, guys? So I just left the flea market. On my way home, I came across this yard sale, which brought me all the way from my house, probably almost 10 miles away from my house. So there were signs all over the place, like little arrows that, you know, were basically pointing you towards the yard sale. So after like 30 minutes of following those stupid arrows all over the place, I finally came across this like really big yard sale. And there was this lady that she was selling a whole bunch of shit. And I asked her about old video games, and she came out with a handful of NES games and probably 10 SNES games. And there were some really good titles too. There were some like Mega Man X, Final Fantasy 3 and 2. There were some pretty good titles. She wanted $3 for each, so it was gonna be like around like 15, 18 bucks. And then to my luck, sorry about that. I go and check my wallet, and I didn't have any money left, so I completely forgot. I already wasted everything this morning on that Game Boy, which I gotta tell you something about it later. But so I didn't have any more money, and what's it called? And then the lady, of course, she didn't want to do anything. I had like only like $2. She didn't want to get rid of anything for $2, so I had to go probably 5 miles away to the nearest ATM, and to my awesome luck that I'm having today, I don't know why my ATM card is being stupid, and I forgot my credit card at home, so I actually have to go all the way back home. So I gotta drive 10 miles again back home, go get some money, and then go back 10 miles away from my house to, not even to get the games, but to see if the lady's still home, if she's still having the yard sale, because it's already like 4:30 in the afternoon, and she could already be packing everything inside. And by the time I get over there, there's probably not gonna be anything. I'm trying to stay positive. But I'll let you guys know if this hunt is successful today. God dang it, man. I can't believe it. Second time this shit happens to me, and you would think that I would learn the first time to always carry a whole bunch of money with me, just in case something like this happens. But I can't really do much about it now. Just gotta be patient. Almost home, so I'm gonna grab the cash real quick and run out the door again. Hopefully the lady still is there, so I'm gonna let you guys know if I get it or not. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. What's up, guys? So there is some good news and there is some bad news. The good news is that I did manage to get the games. The bad news is, just like I thought, as soon as I left, the lady jumped on eBay and she checked how much the games were going for. She said that some of them were going for $20, well, which kind of, you know, is my fault for not having the money right there on the spot. I could have gotten them for $3 each, but instead, she ended up doing it for $8 a piece. So I got 3 games. She had like 6 games, but 3 of them were like common titles. And so she ended up still giving me quite a deal. 3 games for $8. You can't really beat it. I'm really upset. I could have gotten them for $3 each. But again, for the games that I got, it was worth it. I'm going to show you guys at the end. But it's definitely a lesson learned, you know, the hard way. It could have been way worse, though. She could have been like, you know, $20 each. You know, I'm glad, you know, she still gave me a deal. But I'll show you guys in a little bit what I got. So, that's it for now. What's happening, guys? So, I just got home, probably like 30 minutes ago. So, you can probably tell that I'm really sweaty. I just came back from my soccer game. So, I'm going to go ahead and start showing you guys what I got. Alright, so yesterday, at a yard sale, didn't have any games, but I did see a couple of toys that I wanted because they sell pretty well at the flea market. And those are wrestling toys, so I went ahead and picked them up. I got Booker T and Batista, both of them for $1. And then I got this guy for 25 cents. It's the Mario Kart 8 Donkey Kong. So I have the Mario already. I'm trying to see if I can probably get all of them. And like I said, it was like $1.25. So that was the first buy of the day. Probably 30 minutes later, I came across this this house that was in the middle of nowhere. And it was like this dude. I asked him, I was like, do you have any games for sale? And he showed me like 3 Xbox 360 games. And they were pretty common Guitar Hero titles. I asked him if he had anything older. He did say he had a Game Boy Advance. So he actually went and got it for me. It was a pink one though, and it didn't have the battery cover. I asked him again, and again he went inside. And he grabbed a pink Nintendo DS Lite in very good condition, not a single scratch. And the screen is also in very good shape. But again, nothing really interested. He wanted $25 for the Game Boy and for the DS. I told him I was only going to do 20. And then I was going to leave. I wasn't really interested in buying this stuff anyways. Right when I said that, this guy reached into his pocket and he was like, oh, I also have this, and he pulled out a Game Boy SP SpongeBob edition, limited edition, and again it's in awesome shape. The top of the Game Boy I keep getting all the names mixed up. The top of the Game Boy SP is usually really scratched up, but this one you can tell that it was very taken care of. Not a single scratch. The bottom is in really good shape. Everything. And I tried to turn it on, but it wouldn't turn on. None of them would. Not even the DS. So, you know, he wanted 25 for the Game Boy and for the DS. And I was like, how about $30 for the Game Boy Advance and for the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP, and for the DS. And he said he'll do it. I went into my car, grabbed my wallet, and this is where my day starts getting like really crappy. I grabbed my wallet, and usually I have at least $100 in there, and it turns out I only had $28. So, you know, I told him, I was like, I only got 28. Can you do that? And he was like, no, I can't do it. And then he was like, how about I take the SpongeBob one back, and you can have the other 2 for $28? And I was like, seriously, dude? I was like, keep the Game Boy Advance and let me keep these 2 for $28. And he was like, alright. So that worked out. For $28 I got a SpongeBob edition Game Boy SP. I see them usually, I probably, it was like at the beginning of the year I saw them go for like $80. Now they're going for a little bit less, like $60, $50. But still really nice to have a SpongeBob edition one. Again, it's in really awesome shape. And here's the thing, I know I'm talking too much, but none of them had any battery or chargers with them, so I had to buy them separate. I actually have a Game Boy SP one, and I actually bought this at the flea market. It's the one for the Nintendo DSi, and it works perfectly. So that's really good. I'm gonna get rid of this one. I'm gonna sell it. It came with this little box where you stash your games, extra stylus, and flash focus game. So that's that. I'm probably gonna get rid of that and get all my money back. So basically, this is gonna be free. It came with 2 games: the Game Boy SP, Nicktoons Freeze Frame Frenzy, and SpongeBob SquarePants Battle of Bikini Bottom, and Monsters Inc. for the Game Boy Advance. So that's that. Oh shit! All right, so really quick, I'm gonna tell you the story. So when I got home, actually when I was at the flea market, I went to the guy that I'm usually with, the reseller basically. He let me borrow a charger to see if this turned on, and for some reason it wouldn't even hold charge. When you try to turn it on, it would just blink orange and then it would turn off right away. And I was devastated. I thought the Game Boy was broken, and that's why the guy sold it to me that cheap. And I was pretty upset the whole day. And then for some reason when I came home, this is my actual Game Boy DS that I've been having since I was like 14. I actually took the battery off this one. I switched it with this one, with the one in this one. I tried to turn it on, and the Game Boy works just fine. It's in really awesome shape, and you can definitely tell the difference between the backlit and the frontlit Game Boy SPs. That is quite a difference right there. But yeah, guys, and then what's more weird about it is that I switched the batteries back to the original Game Boys, and this one started charging and working just fine. So both of them are working amazingly, which is really awesome. I thought this one was going to be broken. I thought I was going to have to buy a different SP so I can switch the insides in, but luckily it works just fine. So I'm really happy about that. Like I said, I bought the charger for $7, the charger for the Nintendo DS, and that was at the flea market. I was at the flea market probably for a couple of hours, and then I got really bored. I started feeling sick. I've been sick all weekend. I don't know why. So, oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Damn, I always forget shit. When I bought the Game Boy and the DS, the guy threw in this little Sonic plush for free, so it's really cool. He's quite big. Next to my head, he's like a little bit bigger than my head, so it's actually a little cool extra bonus that he threw in there. So anyway, moving on. I gotta stop talking so much. I was there at the flea market for a little bit. Whole time I was at the flea market, I was thinking to myself, I should get some money out of the ATM. But me being stupid, I didn't. I left the flea market again because I was bored or whatever. There was like nobody, and I wanted to see if I can still catch some yard sales. There was this. I was probably 5 minutes away from home. I was really close, and then I started seeing yard sale signs, like with little arrows. And man, these people went all out. They had a really big, huge yard sale. I was gonna take some footage, but I didn't have my phone with me. It was in the car, and like I didn't want to record. I seriously drove for like over like 8 miles, almost 10 miles, and there was like, it was in a different another town, and you had to just drive and drive and drive and drive and drive. And suddenly I finally get to this yard sale. I asked the woman, which she happened to be a person from this other yard sale. Anyways, I asked her if she had old video games. First she came out with a couple of NES titles, common titles. I wasn't really interested in them. I was still gonna buy them just because I don't have them, and I wasn't gonna come all the way over there to go home empty-handed. And she was selling them for $3 each. I asked her if that's all she had, the NES games, and then she came back out with a couple of with like 5 or 6 SNES titles. And then as soon as I saw them, I knew I had to have them, like Billy would say. Anyways, I go into my car since she was only selling them for $3 each, and I remembered that I didn't have any money left. So I try to work something out with the woman, since I have a whole bunch of stuff from my flea market items that I have for sale, to see if probably she wanted to trade, but she didn't. So long story short, I had to drive all the way back home. I couldn't go to the ATM because for some reason my ATM card was not working or whatever. So I had to drive all the way back home, grab cash, and drive 8 miles out again. It was a pain in the ass. And when I came back home, and when I came back to the lady's house, it was my worst nightmare came true. The lady actually looked up the prices on eBay, and anyways, she said when I came back, she said, "Oh, the games actually go for $20, $25 on eBay," and I was like, "It was my fault. It was a stupid." I know shit like that always happens, and you would think I would learn by now, but you know I'm an idiot. So, anyways, she still gave me a deal, which I'm so thankful for. I thought she was gonna charge me like $20 each, but it turns out she only charged me $8. $8? Yeah, $8 each. For these following titles. The first one being Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3, and Mega Man X. So, some of these go for 25, the other one goes for like 30, the other one goes for like almost $40. I'm really glad, even though she knew that I was getting a good deal, she still was able to, not charge me like full retail price, which when I was coming back to her house, I already knew she was gonna look them up. So anyways, I'm really glad she did that. I paid $24 for them, and then that was it. That was everything from Saturday. Now moving on to Sunday, again I went to the flea market. There was no yard sales. I actually got a bunch of things that I needed to be able to sell some of the consoles and stuff that I have. I have a Nintendo 64 with no controllers, so I bought this one, a third-party one. It was like $7. It's whatever. $7 for this one. I bought a PlayStation 2 controller because, again, I have a PlayStation 2 console that I don't have the controller to, so I got that one again for $7. And then for how much was it? Like $6. I got this the power brick for the PlayStation 2. These are really hard to come by. I can't find them anywhere. I have a PlayStation 2 Slim that needs the actual power brick. So again, I got that for $6. It was a good deal. And then for $2, I actually got this from this one guy that sells video games at the flea market. It's a Nintendo. It's a Game Boy SP. I think this is charcoal black. I think. Let me know in the comments below what it is. It's like the little gray blackish one. I think it is, or charcoal. I don't know. So, anyways, and the reason why he sold it for $2 is because it has been water damaged, and you can see like a little bit of like rust on the inside. The volume doesn't even slide up. It feels like it's really nasty. And the reason why I bought this is because I have this blue Game Boy SP that needs a new screen. The screen on this one is cracked on the inside, so it needs a new one. So I have this one. I want to see if I can probably switch the screen with this one and have this one working. Or if anything, if I can get this cleaned up, I want to have a black one. These blue ones are too common. This one is a 101 model. This one is a 001 model. So we're going to see what happens. But yeah, guys, so it has been a day full of Game Boy SPs. One last thing before I go. There was the same guy that sold me the broken Game Boy SP. He had a whole bunch of Game Boy stuff, a whole bunch of Game Boy games. I have a whole bunch of extras, especially from dumpster diving, a whole bunch of sports titles, extra controllers and stuff. and I asked the guy if he wanted to make a trade. He came over, he looked at the stuff that I have, and he saw a 360 controller, some sports titles, and a Dreamcast controller, and in exchange for that, he gave me a whole bunch of Game Boy, original Game Boy games, and they are the following: Alleyway, all of them in really awesome shape. World Bowling, Revenge of the Gator, it's a little pinball game. Vegas Stakes, Paperboy, Tennis. This one actually features Mario in it. He's like the little referee. Boxel, I think that's what it's called. And Golf. This one also has Mario in it. Another game that has Mario in it is that I was kind of shocked to see him in is this one, Alleyway. You can actually see him right here at the bottom. There you go. He's driving the little spaceship looking thing. So that's kind of a little cool feature. He also gave me Driver for the Game Boy Color. I didn't have this one. I have it for the PlayStation, but not for the Game Boy. And as an extra, he threw in, let me get this open, the Lion King for the Game Gear. I have a Game Gear now, but I have one game, so this makes 2 games. Lion King, everybody. So I think that's it. That's about it, guys. Game Boy DS Lite, Final Fantasy 2, 3, Mega Man X, couple of controllers, a Sonic plush, SpongeBob edition, Game Boy SP, like 10 Game Boy games, 2 Game Boy Advance games. Overall, I say this is a pretty good week. One of my better ones that I've had, especially in the last couple of weekends. I haven't really gotten much. I think today I made up for it. I've been talking for 15 minutes, so I'm going to shut up now. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. If you guys like what I picked up, let me know. If you have any more information about this Game Boy SP, let me know, because I don't know much about him. And let me know what you guys got this week. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.